What's up, fellas? So today we're here to talk about the pros and cons to female nature. Hypergamy. All right, guys. So let's do the pros first. All right. Y'all guys know before I even start, y'all guys know I'm a big proponent of female hypergamy. I love it. I think it's great. All right. All right. The first pro to female hypergamy is it allows us to manipulate them. Okay. Now, unfortunately, some guys get it twisted and they actually believe the woman is with them for them. And so they end up falling in love because women can be great actors. Let me tell you that shit right now for you young guys out there that don't know. Once you go out here and get your shit together and all that, first thing you're going to start noticing is, God damn, did I get a facelift? All these goddamn holes all on my ass all of a sudden. That's the first thing you're going to know. That's hypergamy. And the thing is, if you're a guy and you don't know no better, some women can actually fool you with that. Okay, I want to point that out first and foremost. But for us other guys, for us guys who know of hypergamy, for us that know female nature, we don't get attached to it because these women can be very affectionate. The ones that are very good at it. Some are not. Some, like I told you guys, having sex with a woman who views you as a beta male could be like sleeping with a dead body. But you got some, well, the sex won't be all that great, but you got some that actually know how to fake it. So you got to, like I tell you, you got to really pay attention to their conversation because you got some that actually know, they actually smart enough to be affectionate. They actually smart enough to actually touch your ass every other day. The other dumb ones, they don't. They just sit there like they bored all the fucking time. And you know, this bitch views me as a beta male provider. But some women are very clever with it. I done had some. Okay, so you have to pay attention to their conversation. That's the way, that's the true key. It's that conversation. They seem always want to know how business going. How the job going. Got that promotion yet? How that promotion going? That's how you got to fucking pay attention. But for us other guys, it allows us to manipulate them. For any of you guys that's getting your shit together and you know a female hypergamy, you know, just wave a little carrot in front of them. Here you go, boy. Here you go. You want this, don't it? You want this gold bar, don't you? And you never give it to her. Okay, guys? So that hypergamy allows us to manipulate them. Ain't that nice? I love female hypergamy. If you broke, sitting on your mama couch with no aspiration, then you hate female hypergamy. You just sitting there mad and frustrated at the world. For us guys on our purpose and shit like that, we love it. Any of you guys ever got a new car and always, you see, well, women are pretty smart at trying not to give guys too much attention in their car and stuff like this, right? But back in the day, you would see all these women looking at you in your new car and stuff. They done pretty much got hip to that now. They try not to give men no attention these days. Now they'll be sitting there, you can pull up in a goddamn Maybach and they be sitting there looking straight ahead. But y'all guys know what I mean. You seen the difference in how women treat you when you got some status or, you know, you got that job or you got, you know, anything like that. You seen that. You seen female hypergamy. You seen how it works. All right, guys. So that's the first pro. It allows us to manipulate them and switch the table. Since they so great at manipulating, it actually gives us a chance to manipulate for once. Number two, guys, it forces us to be the best version of ourselves. Men subconsciously know, guys, whether they want to admit it or not, men subconsciously know that the better, the leaner you are, the more money you make, the better chance it gives you to attract women. All right. We all fucking know that. I'm going to go turn this fucking light out. I bought this light for you guys and it's blinding the shit out of me. So I'm going to play around with it. So I'm going to go turn it off. I'm probably going to cut it out the clip if I remember. If I remember to cut that out. But that shit was, I bought these fucking lights and shit and I'm quite sure I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I should have turned it up towards the ceiling or whatever. But anyway, that's the thing about female hypergamy. It forces us to become the best version of ourselves. Now, no young guy, regardless of what you say, if you 22 years old right now, your ass is not in no goddamn gym worried about no cholesterol. You can keep that bullshit. I don't know who the fuck you think you telling that shit to, but you can keep that bullshit. You in there and you already know this is gonna help me get laid or keep getting laid. We all fucking know that. Okay, guys? So that's the thing. It forces us to be the best version of ourselves. All right? Which benefits us. Next one, guys, greater civilization. So men being the best version of themselves subconsciously has built this great civilization. Okay? And so we benefit from that. The root of that comes from hypergamy. Okay? Subconsciously, nobody sits around. I'm quite sure fucking Thomas Edison, when he was inventing the light bulb, he wasn't in there thinking about no goddamn, oh, I'm gonna get some ass. No, but it's rooted, it's hardwired in us, guys, to be the best version of ourselves, to attract women and mate. That's the key. That's why you guys are so controlled by your penis, because Mother Nature wanted mating to be a great aspiration for us. That's why our testosterone is so high. That's why when you wake up in the morning, usually the first thing on your mind is sex. In the middle of the day, all day, you're thinking about sex, and at night, because Mother Nature wants you to reproduce. That's what Mother Nature wants. Mother Nature wants you to replenish the earth. It wants you to think about fucking all the time. Well, how do we get this? How do we go about this? Well, let's make the females hypergamous. Okay, so we make the females hypergamous. So now you got to be up here to get laid. So this forces men to be the best version of themselves, which builds civilizations, guys. Okay, it's at the root of it. It's subconsciously, we're hardwired. That men, we just hardwired. Every time I pass an attractive woman, I gotta look at it. It ain't one of them things where if I see an attractive woman over here, unless I just don't want to give her that validation. But if I think I can look without her catching me looking at her, sometimes you don't even give a damn. Fuck it, she just get this validation. I'm gonna look in a goddamn way. We hardwired that way. We just hardwired sex. All right, guys, and I'm 40 and I'm still like that. I'm not as bad as I was. All right, I'm not bad as I was when I was 16, 17, but my sex drive is still crazy high. All right, that crazy sex drive drives you to be the greatest version of yourself. So either you're gonna be one of these guys that become great, or you're gonna be one of these guys that pout and shit all the fucking time. Okay, guys. So that's the thing with that. It has subconsciously built great civilizations. Okay. The next one is less weak-minded babies. So hypergamy, guys, causes women to only sleep with confident men for the most part. Like you got women that they go through a stage where they pursue the alpha. Then they get to the stage where their maternal instincts kicked in, and now they get with the beta male provider because he can provide for the kid the best. All right. So it's at some point the woman chases the strongest men, and then at some point, preferably she would like to get an all-around alpha. That's a guy that has his shit together and he's very confident. But then after a while, the woman lets that go and her maternal instincts kick in. And so now the guy, the beta male provider, becomes actually more attractive. The guy who's ready to settle down becomes more attractive than the Playtoy over here. So the Playtoy might got more confidence, but he don't want to settle down. So at some point, the woman maternal instincts kick in and she wants to start a family. And so then that's when the beta male provider becomes more attractive, not more attractive as in she lusts for him, but as in she'll take him over the playboy who wants to just play the field for the rest of his fucking life. Okay, guys, and I stand by my saying that is a maturity thing. And then you're going to tell me, for you guys that wonder why I keep saying that, I'm not attracted to the women that I used to be attracted to 20 years ago. I'm just not. I'm not going to fuck with Boquisha in the hood with purple hair who don't got nothing going for herself. And that's not me looking for a sugar mama. That's just me growing the fuck up and don't want to be with broke bitches. That's just me. That's a maturity thing. Once you get to a certain age, guys, you get to a point where you don't want no lazy motherfucker. I don't want no lazy girl sitting around the house on food stamps and WIC. All right. I can see if you fell down and you had to do what you had to do. But you know, y'all guys know what I mean. There's some girls, that's their livelihood. That's what they do. That's what they want to do. They want to, at some point, that shit just unattractive. And that's the same way it is with a woman once she matures. that just becomes unattractive to be. Yeah, he's hot and he's confident, but the motherfucker won't grow the fuck up. He wants to play the field. He wants to act like he's still in high school. And so at some point, that's just not attractive. Okay, guys? So that's the thing with that. Like I said, preferably she would rather get around with an all-around alpha male. But then at some point, if she can't get that, then she would take the beta male provider. But the issue is, getting back to the point of that talking point, is hypergamy prevents less weak babies. Okay, guys? So you want to get those genes from an alpha male. And this is why beta male providers, when women view you as a beta male provider, I'll stand by this also. I always think they'll cheat on you. Because when they start ovulating, you better, if you with a woman and you in a relationship and you purple pill and you with a girl that views you as a beta male provider and you just accept it, you better watch that bitch around the time she starts ovulating. And if you don't know when she ovulating, you better find the fuck out. Because you're going to start seeing some funny ass behavior around that time. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. That's the thing about that. Like I say, with her getting with Russell Wilson and shit like that, if she views him as a beta male provider, which I don't, I still ain't got the gist of how the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, who makes $40 million a year and probably get DMs from bad chicks every day, is a beta male provider and in scarcity like y'all guys think. I still don't grasp how y'all think the fucking Super Bowl winning quarterback for the fucking Seattle Seahawks, who probably got fucking 100 girls DMing him every day, or at least 20 or something, hot chicks from all. I don't get that, how y'all think he in scarcity and whatever. But if she's with him because he's a beta male provider, then if she's with him because she's a beta male provider, more likely she's probably gonna cheat on him. I think a lot of you guys think he's a beta male provider because he's with a woman who got kids. Y'all guys got to understand, just because that's a deal breaker for you, that might not be a deal breaker for every guy. He probably don't want to get with a girl who don't go to church. And you probably don't mind that. You probably like, hey, well, you know, I prefer you to go to church, but it's not a deal breaker. Everybody got different deal breakers. Okay. Some of you guys just spew red pill rhetoric that's been, you know, churning in the red pill industry for a long time without you even actually thinking for yourself. That don't even make sense. Okay, that's a deal breaker for me, by the way. If I was to go purple pill, all right, which I don't plan on, but let's just hypothetically say I was to go purple pill, I wouldn't get in a relationship with a woman that's got a kid today, because I got more options, right? Because I have been in relationships with girls in the past that had kids. Okay. More than one kids. All right. When I was in my early 20s, I had a girl that had, well, not my early 20s, like my mid 20s, who had a few kids. All right. She was older than me. She was 12 years older than me. All right. So, but at that time, it wasn't no deal breaker for me. I was like, I don't give a fuck. But now it is, because now I feel like I'm more high value. So I feel like I can be more selective. But that's my choice. That's my preference. That don't mean that's got to be Russell Wilson's preference. Y'all guys got to respect preferences. Y'all guys just see everything y'all way, and if things don't go your way, then it's not right. And that's just not, just because I'm a deal breaker for you don't mean it's a deal breaker for him or a deal breaker for me. Me preferably, a deal breaker for me is I won't get in a relationship with a woman who smokes, because I don't want to be kissing cigarette breath and shit all the time. Y'all guys already know I don't like kissing, but you do got to kiss the bitch every now and then. All right, at least on a birthday, smelling like a goddamn chimney. That's a deal breaker for me. I could fuck a girl that smoked, but I couldn't be in a relationship with her. That might not be a deal breaker for you. That's all I'm saying, guys. Respect preferences. All right. But hypergamy does prevent a lot of weak babies from being, if women had no hypergamy, then you would have a whole bunch of guys unconfident and with these defeated attitudes walking around here getting laid. Okay, so women being hypergamous prevents those guys from reproducing their genes. It's what the whole point of that. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. I don't know how the fuck I got on Russell Wilson. I don't know how the fuck I got on smoking cigarettes, but there you go. Y'all guys know how the fuck I am. I'm surprised I wasn't talking about Saddam Hussein shit. But anyway, the next one, guys, is you're going to have less hungry children. So as any of you guys know, hypergamy means that a woman would do whatever she has to feed her kids. And if any of you guys grew up poor, you know what I'm talking about. I remember women in my families being manipulative to men. All right. See, this is the thing, right? And I'll break it down a little later, but that's the thing. Like when women when they have to when they have to really pour on that charm, when they really struggling, they really know how. For example, we was at the club one night, me and the chick that I fool with here, and this was right in the COVID shit going on. So Uber didn't have that many cars, right? So we had to Uber, like, we 30 minutes away. The club is closing. And the club owner was like, y'all got to get out. We're like, I know y'all waiting on Uber, but we closing up. And like, fuck. And she was like, know what she told me? She told me, she said, if I wasn't with you, she said, not only would I been able to sit here all night, they would have probably gave me a drink too. But see, all that goes out the window when you with a dude. But she's saying if she was by herself, she was gonna manipulate them into letting her sit there. And she said not only if I was here by myself, not only would they let me stay in here right here sitting down, but they would have offered me a drink. And all she would have probably had to do was give her his phone number and then not answer it or whatever, or she'll take the phone number or give her number out, and then when he called, blah blah blah, but never see him again. That's all she would have had to do. And it's just amazing. So when women have to, they know how to manipulate to get what the fuck they want. All right. So any of you guys who grew up like I did, I've seen women in my family members, female family members, when we had hard times, manipulate men. They ain't have to sleep with them then. Just a little battered eye, show a little thigh. And I remember, I don't want to say which women in my family, but I can remember one woman in my family. She used to manipulate this guy who was the neighborhood taxi, right? And he would charge, this a long time ago, so this was good money at the time, but $5 a ride, right? As long as it was within reason, right? You can take your ass to another town for $5, but take you to the grocery store, take you downtown to pay your bills, $5. This is a long time ago. This is like 1988, 89. And she would just manipulate him and lead him on, and she never had to pay him that $5 for those rides. All right, that's the thing with that. So when a woman have to, those kids will get fed, guys, one way or the other. Okay, guys, that hypergamy will kick in. Women would do what they have to do. Women would talk to a fat, ugly, disgusting, stinky pig if she got to feed those kids. That's what hypergamy would do. Okay. So now let's get to the cons. So I did 5 pros. Let me do 5 cons to hypergamy. Number 1, men get their hearts broken. Hypergamy is cutthroat as hell. Any of you guys who had your heart broke, which if you over here, you probably had your heart broke. Even me, who I consider myself pretty good with women. I told y'all guys I had my beta male days where I was in scarcity. And when I say scarcity, I never was afraid to leave a woman. I just always felt like I had to be in a relationship. Like I couldn't be alone. All right, let's put it like that, right? And then I got out of that once I get like 27, 28. I developed the ability to be alone. But up to that point, right, I'm just scarcity out of I had to have a girlfriend. Like if I didn't have a girlfriend that comes from, like I tell you guys, I had no purpose in life. So for any of you guys that had a girlfriend, was in love, and she dumped you or whatever, don't think she dumped you so she can stay at home and watch The Price is Right by herself. She got a better option. Now, not just money, right? Maybe she met a man that showed more confidence than you, right? More alpha than you, more confidence than you. Then maybe you had it, then you lost it. Or hypergamy, maybe she met a man that was stronger than you mentally, right? Or maybe she met a guy that was better looking than you. But whatever the case may be, right? All of that is hypergamy. Hypergamy say, bitch, do what's best for you. Fuck him. That's hypergamy. That's what hypergamy does. Hypergamy say, fuck him and his feelings. That's what hypergamy does. A woman could be, only time I think that don't come into play is when a woman is attached. Nobody is better looking than you then. I mean, you're just the most gorgeous motherfucker in the world. No matter, you could be 400 pounds. If she attached, you motherfucker, you 200 pounds with abs. Like real shit. Like I done had girls attached to me even when I was in that basement and shit like that. And I'm telling you right now, when a woman is attached, you could be in a shithole basement, overweight, and you become the most gorgeous motherfucker in a mansion. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. But outside of that, hypergamy is cutthroat. She would do what's the best interest of her. You run the risk of getting your heart broken. Hypergamy is the #1 reason men get their fucking heart broken. Okay? And some of you guys think hypergamy is just money. Whatever the best option is for her, that means she better motherfucker more confident than you, more smoother than you, whatever's her preference, whatever she values. All right? If a woman, if her top thing is she values money, she meet a guy that got more money than you, and he's willing to spend. That's the thing y'all guys got to understand about the money aspect, right? Let's say I'm a millionaire, but I'm cheap than a motherfucker, right? And let's say this guy out here makes $500,000 a year, but motherfucker, he cake like a motherfucker. She gonna take that dude right there. She gonna take the dude that's $500 and gonna spend some money. See that $1 million, even though you make $1 million, you spend what? $2,000 on her, for her, $1,000 for her birthday, $1,000 for Christmas. This other dude, we spend that every week. So hypergamy say, I'm gonna go to the dude that's doing the best for me. Y'all guys gotta understand that. I think a lot of you guys just think like, oh, I got a house, I got a bigger house, I got a bigger car. What the fuck that mean for her? How much of that going in her pocket? If you a dude and you got a big house and a big car and you don't give a shit or do shit for her, but this dude over here who make $50,000 a year, but he give her $100 every fucking Friday, or $150 every Friday or whatever, she gonna be with that dude there. Now you might attract her at first, right? But then after a while, she gonna start to realize I ain't getting shit out of this. Y'all gotta say, well, AMS, how you know that? What the fuck, motherfucker? I use women hypergamy against them, and they don't stay. Shit, I know goddamn well they probably ain't mean dudes who make more money than me. What they doing is, after a while, they realize this motherfucker don't give shit. He drive a nice car, he dress nice, he got a Rolex, and he don't do shit. I don't get shit. When I was dating this other guy, he used to buy me shoes, buy me a coat, and all this other shit, give me money to get my hat. This motherfucker don't give me a goddamn thing. And I guarantee you, that other dude probably don't make what I make, but he was more giving. That's the thing y'all guys got to understand. He spent more. All right, so you can lure in with hypergamy, but don't never expect it to last long, because after a while, a couple of months, you're going to start to realize this motherfucker don't give shit. Okay? But that's the thing. That's the #1 con to me with hypergamy. Men getting their heart broken. All right? Cutthroat. Hypergamy is cutthroat. Fuck your feelings. Cutthroat. Any of y'all guys ever try to get a girl back who done broke your heart? Watch how cold those bitches is. You like, don't this bitch know I'm sitting here sad and I'm contemplating suicide? She don't care. She don't care. Shit. Cutthroat the hell. Hang up in your goddamn face. She don't care. Hypergamy don't give a fuck. Hey, you need a blade? Shit, I got a blade for you. You don't give a fuck. The next one, guys, is makes them manipulative. All right. Hypergamy makes so. That's what I was talking about on the other aspect up there with the feeding less hungry kids and stuff like that. Makes them manipulative. All right. So that manipulative nature, that hypergamy, will make them waste your time while they're fucking an alpha. So the thing y'all guys got to understand with this is why women do that to beta males and stuff is y'all guys got to understand the alpha, which is me and a lot of you guys, is we on our purpose, we on our grind. We don't talk to these bitches. When we not with them and when they ain't bent over backwards and when their legs ain't open and when they ain't on their knees sucking our dick, we got very little use for them. Okay? And so in that time, what she got to do, she got to fill that void. What she got to do, fill it with beta male providers. All right. And so, and the reason I say this, the reason why this is important, guys, is because, and not so much for you guys, y'all guys know, right? But guys who don't know about me and stuff like this, somebody right now, while I'm making this video, is on the phone with a girl or probably at the mall with a girl who has no fucking chance, but her hypergamy is allowing her to manipulate that guy just to fill space until she gets with the alpha. He has no fucking chance. Allows men to waste money, waste time, particularly with dates. What a woman will do is she'll go on a date with you, hypothetically with you, knowing you got very little chance, and she'll just let you take her out, and she's looking for the bigger deal. That's hypergamy, guys. She's looking for the bigger deal. So you taking out, you thinking you getting somewhere, and she all the time, she just taking other applications because she's like, hypergamy say I can do better than this. Okay, guys, it's the same thing. You know, the man's hypergamy, the same thing what makes us fuck with a girl for a whole year or two, knowing damn well she ain't quality, girlfriend quality. We just buying time till we meet a girl that's girlfriend quality. All right, for all the women out there that's watching this video, if you've been with a guy for 3 years, 4 years, and he's still dating you, or he ain't asked you to marry you, he know you're not the one. All right, he just buying time. The same way y'all buy time, how y'all a string or do long, let him take y'all and date him for a month. You just buying time. That we do the same fucking shit. Okay, guys. So that's the way that works, guys. The next one, guys, will be a lot of men depressed. So hypergamy causes women to only fuck the top percentage of men, which means that you gonna have a large variety of men down here that gets nothing, which is crazy. It's you know, women greatly outnumber men, right, in this country, right? Every man theoretically should have 2 girls. And even with that, we still got probably 30-40% of guys who get nothing, while these guys up here are getting 20-30 girls a month or whatever, right? That is absolutely insane. That is just hypergamy. Hypergamy say, I'd rather fuck a winner than a lonely loser. And when I say loser, I just mean he ain't got no other women. That's hypergamy. That is insane to me. So I can have my own guy who's gonna be mine. I gotta share him with nobody. I'd rather fuck the dude that I gotta share him with 40 other women. That's crazy to me. I can't even grasp that understanding, that logic, but that's women for you. All right, guys. But as being that's why you have a lot of men depressed. So I'm glad that I got the platform where I got men on their purpose and becoming the best version of themselves. So it'll kill that depression. And so you say, well, AMS, so if you got every man on their purpose, every man, nope. Because at that point, the goalpost moves. So let's say every man in the world, 4 billion men or however many men in the world, every one of them got on their purpose and became more successful, right? Well, only thing that will happen is the goalpost will move. So then that top 10 to 20%, it will become more exclusive. That's the only thing that will happen. So you still will have the bottom 40%. Even if you have every man in America on their purpose, well, then they still gonna go for that top 10 to 20%. That's just gonna be a more exclusive club. That's the thing. They still will be the same fucking way. Even if every man in the world had a 6-pack and had a 6-figure job, they still gonna go for them top 10 to 20% of men. Out of that, even though you have more men shit together, they still would rather fuck the men at the top. That's crazy. That's hypergamy. That's how crazy it is. So even if every man get on their purpose, you still gonna have, the thing with that is, even if you one of those guys in that situation, even if you was one of the guys at the bottom, I would still recommend getting on your purpose and shit like that. Simply the fact it'll make you happy. And in that situation, maybe you wouldn't be like one of those guys at the top, but then you still will be able to get one of these women that aren't like that, because all women aren't like that, right? Because if all women were like that, then you would have half the men on earth would be virgins, right? So if you ain't a virgin and you know that you're not exactly an alpha male, then you know every woman is not like that, all right? But that's going to be the overwhelming majority of women. But if every woman was like that, then that logic would say that half the men on earth are virgins, and that's just not true. So that means that all women don't chase that top 10 to 20%, or maybe they ain't attractive enough to chase that top 10 to 20%, which is what most people say the logic is. You have to get the scragglers, the ones that left over. All right. Next, guys, it causes men altercations. So for all you guys out there that have ever been with your girl and some guy tried to show you up or fuck with you while you with your girl, that's because of hypergamy. What he's trying to do is he's trying to show the woman he's a better protector for you, because we know women are more hypergamous. We know women see a lot of shit. I don't know who put the word, I don't know if it was Rolo or who, but somebody put the word hypergamous. But even when we was young, we already knew women go for the best deal. We all knew that women dated the most popular guys in school. We knew that before the word hypergamous. We been knew that. The thing was somebody put a word to it. And so that's the thing with that, is that it's been put a word to it, but we've been know that shit exists. But it causes men altercations because it causes this guy to want to show the woman he's a better protector than you. and then you see this with some guys with the money. I'm a better provider than him. All right, guys. But that, and so that is due to hypergamy, because we know of hypergamy. So we want to show the woman, look, I can provide better for you. I'm a better protector for you. See, he can't protect you. I'm going to disrespect you in front of him and see what he going to say, because he don't do that. So I'm going to show you that I'm the alpha. I'm the man. Okay, guys. So that's the situation. It causes male altercations. All right. And the last, probably my favorite, cons to, you know what? This probably would be a pro to female nature. This is a pro. I got this wrong, but let me add this one. Easy pussy, because they get desperate. That's a pro. All right. So any of you guys, I don't fuck with hood ratchet chicks no more. But back in my day, when I was younger, I did. And I can tell you right now, when they get desperate, of course they gonna have their ones that they manipulate for nothing. But when they run into a guy like me that understand them, back in the day, how I was used to do girls who was desperate or broke, when I was dealing with these hood chicks, and they'll call me and ask me for $40 or $50, I say, you gotta come out them panties. Easy pussy. Now, I haven't had this in years, because I don't even fool with broke chicks that act like that no more. But when I was in my 20s, I used to deal with WIC, food stamp, broke chicks in the projects and stuff like this. And if any of you guys that are dealing with these chicks, y'all know what I'm talking about. They would hit you up randomly for 40, 50 bucks. I need to go pay my light or whatever. And it's always some, you have some try to call you with 200, but by and large, most girls will be reasonable. All right. And ask you for $40 or $50 or something like that. And I always say, I need some too. And you know what that is. I need some ass. So that was some of the easiest ass I ever got when I was dealing with hood chicks. And now y'all guys know I deal with professional women who are managers, police officers, lawyers. You ain't gonna get no shit like that. They'll have credit cards and shit like this if they get in a hard time or a pinch, or they'll have a savings. But when you deal with them ratchet chicks, they don't got no bank account. They don't got no credit cards. So if anything goes wrong or a problem comes up and they need some money, they will hit you up. That's the easiest ass I've always gotten in my life. Hadn't had none of that in a long time. I really haven't dealt with hood chicks since I left Alabama. Just to be quite honest with you guys. I just kind of like my mind upgraded when I left Alabama. I haven't dealt with those type of chicks since then. All right, guys. So I would actually say that that's a pro for us. Easy pussy. All right, guys. So that's the pros and cons to female nature. I'll get back with you guys later.